David had a nevuah that Hashem is going to give his enemies in his hand. Who are his enemies? At this point, it shows. So we have here, halachically, as I explained, a permissible situation. Actually, David can kill the person who tried to kill him. That's the famous halacha of Rodef. If a person tried to kill you, the Torah said, you are absolutely allowed to kill him first. And he had a nevuah by the Nevi'im who said, you are going to have your enemies in your hand. Can you see a better opportunity that David is in the cave and Shaul is coming into the cave? What can it be if not a clear message of Hashem? And indeed, the Pasuk says that ויאמרו אנשי דוד אליו, in Pasuk ה', the fifth Pasuk, הנה היום אשר אמר השם אליך, הנה אנוכי נותן את אויביך בידיך, ועשית לו כאשר ייטב בעיניך. So here is the opportunity. What David is doing, he goes, ויכרות את כנף המעיל אשר לשאול בלט. So he cuts the corner of the מעיל of Shaul. How he did it? Shaul at this point does not wear his coat. As we explained, what Shaul is doing alone in the cave. Remember, if he is around with his soldiers, then they can kill David and the people around him. He's alone in the cave. Why? Ask every man. They will tell you. When you have a nature call, you are going. Most people will do it outside, in the outdoors. Shaul was a king. He was a really noble person. He did not want to do it with his soldiers. Nothing is wrong about it. But he went to the Me'ara and he put his garment aside, and David took the opportunity and cut the Me'il Asher Alav. And it says in Pasuk Vav, very interesting, ויהי אחרי כן, ויך לב דוד אותו, על אשר כרת את כנף אשר לשאול. His heart hit him, hurt him. Why? על אשר כרת את כנף אשר לשאול. Now let me ask you about the Hebrew first. What is על אשר כרת את כנף אשר לשאול? What is missing here? One word actually is missing here. Which one? אשר כרת את... Or after kanaf, or it should be kanaf of what? There is no kanaf. Kanaf shel ha'me'il, asher leShaul. But many times the Tanakh is doing this, like he's cutting words out, and it looks like here it's the same. But we are going to pay attention a little bit later to this strange grammar. Asher karat et kanaf asher leShaul. Now, why David felt bad about it? So you see, I'll give you one example to why I try to make the shiur a little bit different than the classic way of learning Tanakh. I saw a very interesting, before Yom HaAtzmaut, when we were here, I saw some of the Mefarshim. One of the Mefarshim say, why? Because after he cut the corner of the Me'il, then it was not like this anymore, but it was like here sharp, and he needed tzitzit. And now he went with no tzitzit. So David felt bad that Shaul now has no tzitzit. Well, I laughed when I read it, but it's a very serious rabbi, about 150 years ago. And it's not that everything that he thinks in this situation is, well, he has a tzitzit or no, or not.
Did they even wear
this is such a, I'm sorry?
Did they even wear tzitzit?
They wear tzitzit. The Torah says that to have a tzitzit. But let me tell you one thing. I'm sure 100%. Yeah, of course, they had a tzitzit. We assume. You don't have to. You see, that's why he did not have tzitzit, because it was not a corner, but now that he cut it, it became a corner. But what I want to say, you see, parshanut, commentary, depend not always on the text, but the person who make the commentary. So for people who sit somewhere, this was a rabbi in Baghdad actually, but very famous, very important. And I mean, who are we against him? I mean, he was a real genius. But the world of understanding that here, like, you have Eretz Israel and people are living in Eretz Israel and you have tension and you have Melech, is not so like in the blood. They see the world of Beit Knesset, Tzitzit, Tefillin. This is a Jewish world. And it's very hard to get into a situation that we know today, that we have a land and people live in the land, and one day there will be, now we can see clearly that there is a progress, and Bezrat Hashem one day we will have Chidush HaMelucha and Beit HaMikdash. We can see it, but 150 years ago, they did not live in this world. So he's talking about the tzitzit. Like, why David was sorry? Because he cut his corner and now he has no tzitzit. Like, it's a vote in shul. It's not, this is a real thing. This is like Shaul against David at the time, historical time, when the kingdom is changing. It's a major event in Jewish history. It's not about the tzitzit. Let me tell you that. But you see, that's a point of parshanut. Parshanut comes from where the parshan stands, and every generation, the Tanakh, and this is one of the beauty of the Tanakh, is we can get different understanding of what's going on here. But let me assure you 100%, it was not about the tzitzit. So why David felt bad about it? So see what he told these people. Because I'm sure that David came back to the Me'ara and the people said, where is he? And he showed them the kanaf of the coat. And I'm sure that they were screaming, what? They wanted to see this part, like, like cutting his head. They want to see the collar, not the knaf ha'meil. And as I say, they were right, because Shaul was threatening them. And what does he say? וישסע דוד את... פסוק ז' ויאמר לאנשיו חלילה לי מהשם אם אעשה את הדבר הזה לאדוני למשיח השם לשלוח ידי בו כי משיח השם הוא. What is his response? He says, you don't understand, but I do. Because you know why? Because he was Mashiach Hashem too. We are talking about a very special situation. We have a Mashiach Hashem Shaul, but we have also David. And David know what does it mean to be Mashiach Hashem. Mashiach Hashem means, or a king of Israel is, not like what you know today. You know, we have like all kind of votes and election, and people want to get elected. But David knows that this is very different from Melech Israel. Melech Israel is appointed by Hashem. It's not about who is more popular. It's not about who is taller, who is greater. It's just about who Hashem feed, has a Ruach Hashem, that he represent all the values of Am Yisrael and has to bring them out. That's what means to be Mashiach Hashem. So David says, listen, if I, as you said, had to kill him, I have Natan, I have God, the Nevi'im who told him, for example, to move from one place to another, from Moab to the Metzudot. If Hashem wants me to be the Mashiach, he should say it to me. As long as Shaul is Mashiach Hashem, and I did not get the instruction to get rid of him, I can't do it. I'm not looking to be the king unless Hashem is telling me through his Nevi'im to be the king. And it's not about the time. And I will show you that they were not happy with his response. Because Pasuk Chet says, וישסע דוד את אנשיו בדברים. Now, it doesn't say that they say anything to him. וישסע means he stopped them, and abruptly and aggressively. He did not let them talk. But they did not say anything. It's just David in Pasuk Zayin who said, Chalila li me'Hashem. I'll tell you what happened. And you can imagine it. They heard what David has to say, and they say, you know what, you lost your mind, but you risk our life. And they stood up in order to run after Shaul and to kill him. Very, very simple. And therefore David, וישסע דוד את אנשיו בדברים ולא נתנם לקום. Because they were like just about to lakum, to stand up and to run after Shaul and to kill him. And David stopped them there. Now, this pasuk just show you what kind of leadership he had. I told you many, many times what mefaked, the difference between one officer to another. One who can take a group of soldiers in Golani, some of them never like dropped from the high school, they are like low level, sometimes they come from a very low social economy echelon of the society. But the officer have the charisma and the ability to stop them. And it's not simple because they risk their life here. ושאול קם מהמערה וילך בדרך. So Shaul leaves the Me'ara and he is not even aware of what happened in the Me'ara. And as I said, it was apparently a very large one, cave within a cave, and he did not see and did not know that David is over there. And the interesting thing is, if you think about it, he is about to kill David, very close to be killed himself. And Shaul is not aware of the situation. He went to the cave, he went back to his soldiers, apparently they asked him, everything is okay? And he said yes, and he is not even aware that he was seconds from being killed. So you have to imagine, like, to see it from the view of David, from the view of Hashem, from the view of Shaul. We have all kind of, as I say, the angle, the camera. You have to see the camera from all angles. It's a very interesting story what's going on here. So, in a second I'm going to say why ויחלב דוד אותו על אשר כרת את הכנף אשר לשאול. So, first of all, what is important here is something that the Tanakh is teaching us about ourselves. You know, many times we, after lots of pondering and thinking, we do something and then we know that it was not right. You know this feeling? Like you decided, but after you did something, you feel, I'm not, sure. I wish I could take it back. I wish I wouldn't write it. I wish I would not say these words. It happens sometimes, and that's what happened to David. David is in a situation that he believed that even cutting the kanaf of Shaul was not appropriate. If Hashem wants to show Shaul something, Hashem should do it. He should not pursue his agenda even by showing the small disrespect of Knaf Shaul. But I want to say something even more than that. Why he took it to his heart. Over the prakim that we learned, we saw something very important. David never tried to take the glory from Shaul. Deep inside, he knows that Shaul is still Mashiach Hashem. That's very, very important to remember. So all the stories with Jonathan, with Goliath, he never tried to take the limelight to himself. Now, you know what is significant about the kanaf of Shaul? We started to learn just about David. But there was a major incident about Knaf HaMe'il. And it was not the Knaf HaMe'il of Shaul, it was a corner of the coat of Shmuel. When Shaul did not fulfill the wish of Shmuel to kill Agag, and Shmuel comes and rebukes Shaul, and he said, you should know that you lost it, you are not going to be the king, your children are not going to be the king. Shaul begged him to stay with him and to respect him in front of the distinguished people of Am Yisrael. And Shaul is so upset and so disappointed that he go back away while Shaul hold the Me'il of Shmuel. And while Shmuel departs, a piece of the coat of Shmuel stay in the hand of Shaul. That's in the Tanakh, I think in Perek Yud Aleph or Perek Yud Bet. And when Shmuel realized it, he said, if you rip my coat, this is just a symbol how Hashem is going to reap your kingdom, your kingship. You are not going to stay the king. ונתנה לרעך הטוב ממך. So the knaf me'il here, to us, is just a garment, a piece of cloth. To Shaul is everything. This is a secret message. He remembers now what Shmuel told him. Hashem is the same as you reaped my coat, Hashem is going to reap your mamlacha, your malchut. And David now says to himself, wow, I just wanted to prove him that I could kill him and I didn't. But to Shaul, knaf me'il is much more than that. Now, I actually caused him such a great pain, because now, and again, David did not think about it, he actually delivered him a divine message. That's it. You are not the king anymore from now on. That's exactly was the signal that Shmuel gave him then, and now it was fulfilled in front of his eyes. And therefore, David feels, wow, I did not want to go that far. I just wanted to prove him that I could kill him, but actually I did something much deeper than that resonates with Shaul in a completely different way that it resonates with us. We see just a beged, for Shaul it's a melucha. We are going to discuss it. I'm sorry?
How did David know that?
Because apparently, I asked the same question, apparently Shmuel told him about what happened, and it makes sense that Shaul, even when he was with Shmuel, there were people around him. And remember, for quite a significant time, David was part of the people of Shaul. They talked about what happened. He heard what happened. And just now he became apparently aware to how far this message goes, way beyond what he meant. Okay. And
Why didn't Shaul, why did he just, it says he just got up and he left the cave. So if he saw it's cut, wouldn't he look, where's David, or what's happened, how did it get cut? Like if he reacted.
well, at this moment he did not even know about
Oh,
it.
he didn't notice?
Shaul did not, David hold it because he wanted to show Shaul what happened. But Shaul is not aware of it. He took immediately the garment and go to join his shoulders. And he had a small piece of garment that apparently Shaul did not even notice that he lost. Now, I want to say one more thing, which is important. You know, let's assume that Shaul was killed. But remember how many people he took with him for this chase after David?
3,000.
3,000. Okay, so let's say that he will kill Shaul, but still they have 3,000 warriors around him. How this will help?
It would be the opposite. If they can't find him, they'll go look for him. If they go into the cave, they'll find him. They'll find David.
Yeah, but you know, they are around, they will see that Shaul was killed, and
Shaul
they will
was
be
killed,
so upset. I think that the reason is very, very simple, and we saw it already in the Milchama of Goliath. It's like, you know, if you play chess, once you kill the king, the game is over. You don't fight anymore with the knights or with the rocks or with the bishop. It's like over. So killing the king would be the end of the story, right away. Just a comment, just to understand, because that's why they wanted to kill Shaul. They saw it as an opportunity. What is the chance that the king will be alone without the soldiers around him and meters away from them? So they saw it actually a signal of Shaul, and now we are going to them and to David, and now we are going to the speech of David, which is a fantastic speech. ויקום דוד אחרי כן ויצא מן המערה ויקרא אחרי שאול לאמור אדוני המלך. See what kind of respect he has still to Shaul. ויבט שאול אחריו, Shaul is turning around, ויקוד דוד אפיים ארצה וישתחו. Now this is significant because the halacha is that when you talk to the king, when you introduce yourself to the king, you have to do this ishtachavaya. We chose Shaul, that although he tried to kill David, David still sees him as the king. So David, without words, without giving a speech yet, he just said, Adoni HaMelech, and treat him as the king. It's a very unusual situation.
But you said a moment ago that when he cut the coat, he said, you're finished. You're finished.
What do you mean?
David says to Shaul, you're no longer king by cutting the coat.
That's what he tells about.
Well, that's what he understood that he did. But to Shaul, he wanted to show him clearly that he accepts him as the king. You see, everything that Shaul does, it's in his mind. That he runs after David. And we are going to see it in a second, he in his mind believed that David tried to take over the Melucha, or try maybe, we are going to see, maybe even to kill maybe his family, maybe he's afraid of it, that we are going to see in a second. And but it's in the head of Shaul, not by David. ויאמר דוד לשאול, למה תשמע את דברי אדם לאמור, הנה דוד מבקש רעתך. See, many times we decide upon things by what we hear from people, advisors around us. But it's very, very important in business, in life. See the facts and then decide. Don't let people influence what your eyes see. It's very, very important to base a true judgment upon what you see. Many times we change our mind in many areas because all kinds of consultants and advisors and other people explain us what we see. But David says to Shaul, please don't listen to anybody. See the reality. See what's going on. And I believe that maybe Divrei Adam Leimor might be someone like Doeg Edomi, who advised the king about David. He gave Shaul the impression that David indeed took the cherub of Goliath and he is planning something against Shaul. And David said to him, please don't listen to anyone. הנה היום הזה ראו עיניך. Here, see what happened here. את אשר נתנך השם היום בידי במערה. ואמר להורגך. ואמר להורגך means even God said to kill you. Because you are trying to kill me. And the Torah said, God said, or Hashem said in the Torah, that if a person tried to kill you, you are allowed to kill him. ותחוס עליך, ואומר, לא אשלח ידי באדוני, כי משיח השם הוא. I had the opportunity. I could kill him. No one would be upset or disappointed with me if I would kill you. However, I see you as Mashiach Hashem, and I will never kill you. See what does he say? I will never kill you. To me, you are Mashiach Hashem. Ve'avi. See what a beautiful language. First of all, he was his father-in-law, but Avi is also like my master. When Elisha departs from Eliyahu, he says, Avi, Avi, Rechev Yisrael u'parashav. So Abba means not only a biological father, but a person that is the authority to me. Re'eh gam re'eh. Look and understand. Et knaf me'ilcha beyadi. כי בכורתי את כנף מעיליך ולא הרגתיך. דע וראה כי אין בידי רעה ופשע, ולא חטאתי לכך. ואתה צודה את נפשי לקחת. What does he say basically here? What does he say? This is a speech. What the claim? What does he claim to Shaul?
I didn't kill you even though you're trying to kill me?
That's right. That's right. But basically, what does he say? You're right. That's his claim. Is this apology, blaming? How do you see it? What is the tone of the words here?
He's trying to give him a rational explanation.
A rational explanation. He just actually states the facts. And he says, listen, see what happened here today. I could kill you, I didn't. No apologies yet. Nothing that, nothing happened. That's very, very important. David is talking like a very serious man. He knows what it is all about. Shaul came to kill him. And he does not try to make it easier than that.
But
I don't think. Go ahead.
he's not sorry that he cut the Knaf HaMe'ir, because that's his proof that he could have killed him.
It's very, very true.
But he goes a step further. He says, I have no evil intent.
Right, but at this point he does not say. He actually uses it as something to show Shaul how much greater he is than him. And here is the point. David does not want to say to Shaul, I'm greater than you. Although certainly he is. He had the opportunity and he doesn't do anything. He's very, very careful not to do it. But he delivered this message. He delivered the message that see me and see you. I did not do anything wrong to you, and you are trying to kill me. I could kill you, I did not kill, and I didn't do it. This by itself put before Shaul the mirror. Who I am and who are you? And sometimes, even in a most respectful way, you give all the truth to the person and exactly what you want to say. And this is the art of the speech of David HaMelech, to say the most profound, harsh criticism to Shaul without doing it in a way that will disrespect Shaul. It's something to learn, because many, many times when we want to say something very harsh, we lose it. And we lose control over our words. David is planning his speech in a very careful way. He wants to show Shaul what Shaul is doing versus David, but he's doing it in a very respectful way. Yes?
It's very hard to believe that this is actually Vayomer David l'Shaul, as opposed to David had a message and he sends it through a shaliach, because we know that Shaul was so hot-headed. He'll do anything. He's completely meshuggah to go after David. How is it possible that he's standing there and taking musar from David and just standing there and listening? It's
So,
hard to believe.
I want to say two things. First thing is that the reason, and we spoke about it the last time, the reason why David indeed did not kill Shaul, he believed that he can protect himself without killing Shaul. How? By changing Shaul. This was the deep emunah of David. David did not want to risk his soldiers and did not want to get the medal for, the Victoria Cross, or I don't know what they gave at this time. David truly believed that there are two ways to deal with Shaul. One with a sword, the other one with a word, with changing him. And you know what? See how successful he was? We are going to see that he managed to turn Shaul around, at least for a short time. For a short time. Second of all, sometimes the truth is so blunt and so clear that even a person on a mission with agenda to kill David has to stop and to say, well, this person is so much greater than I am. And David knew, and this is the beauty of this speech, as I say, to put the mirror in front of his face. And sometimes nikarin divrei emet, and you cannot resist it. And David knew that his words here are going to be extremely powerful. And they were. But here he says something very, very important. ישפוט השם ביני וביניך, ונקמני השם ממך, וידי לא תהיה בך. Whoa, what a powerful sentence. And almost on the verge of chutzpah. What does he say to him? He said, I made a strategic decision. I'm not going to kill you no matter what. If you kill me, I will not kill you. He tells him right away, I made a strategic decision. Yadi lo tiyeh bach. My hand is not going to kill you. But it doesn't mean that I, David, say, okay, I know this was a very bad morning and the last year was really bad, but I can understand, today it's very common. You have children who are problematic and they say, I know you had such a bad day and it's not your blame, it's the circumstances blame. David is not playing games here. David said, almost, I wish that you are going to be dead. What does it mean, ישפוט השם ביני וביניך? When you invite God to be the judge, it's for what? To say to Shaul, give him $10,000? ישפוט השם ביני וביניך means Hashem will punish the Rasha here. So he never say to Shaul, you are the Rasha. But he said, you know what? I am not going to punish you. I leave it to God. Something, by the way, that the halacha prohibit a person to do it. If you have something between you and your friend and you say, let's leave it to God, Chazal say, we curse a person like this. You don't want to say something like this, because once Hashem opened the books, you don't know how He will find your books. Okay, maybe you have something again. The other one, don't leave it to Hashem. Hashem gave us the ability to settle all kinds of difficult situations. Don't leave it to Hashem. When Hashem opened the books, it's not good. But here, the issue is that normally we can take someone to the court, we can talk to him, but here David had no one to take the king to the court. You don't take the king to the court. He did not talk to David, so he said, listen, I am telling you, I will not kill you, I will leave it to Hashem. It's a very serious comment, yes.
Isn't it turning completely around? In the beginning, he was so respectful, and now it's the complete opposite.
I think that's exactly the point. He was very respectful, even here.
That's not
He does not say for one time, you are the Rasha, I am the Tzaddik. He just say, listen, I will not kill you, but I will leave it to Hashem. So this is not something that David put himself on a scale with Shaul and show him that he is greater. Maybe this is Kavanah, maybe that's what he wants to deliver the message to Shaul, but it's a very harsh message, yet very respectful. He does not say anything bad about the king. On the contrary, he said, you know what?
He said, "ונקמני Hashem mimcha." That's.
ונקמני Hashem mimcha. Well,
so he says, I'm not guilty, and you're the one who's guilty.
Yeah, but at the same time, he's saying Hashem has to do it. How much greater is the person when you say nobody is worthy of doing this or is allowed to do this? Only the Rebbeinu Shalom can do it. That's
Not
saying that he was a great person.
he's very, I want to say, he's very, very clear. The speech is very, very clear. I'm greater than you because I did not use the opportunity. But again, as I said, when we sometimes get upset, we say all kinds of things that we have no control. Here David sent the message without saying even once, you are a bad person. He let Shaul to understand it. You're right, the word Nekamani Hashem Imcha means, well,
God
because I'm great, because you are trying to kill me with no reason, someone has to stand and to protect the poor and the person who is unable to do anything. You're right. But yet, does not say something on the personal level to the king. And what does he say? Here, he says something even more. But see how careful he says. Kasher yomar mashal kadmoni. He continue and say to Shaul, there is a famous mashal that apparently was known upon the people. Mereshaim Yetzer Resha. What does it mean? Mereshaim Yetzer Resha. It's actually a Greek tragedy. Reshaim Yetzer Resha means that the Reshaim bring upon themselves the tragedy. הרשעים עצמם, from them יצא רשע. Like here, you came to kill me, actually it was only a matter of me protecting you. You almost were killed. מרשעים, because you did something very bad and you tried to kill me, almost you were killed. וידי לא תהיה בך. So see, this is very, very interesting. He wants to tell him that he's a wicked person, but he doesn't say it. Although he said, מרשעים יצא רשע. He said it רשע. What is מרשעים יצא רשע? What does that mean? That's how people say it. David said, I don't say that you are רשע. But there is a famous mashal that people say, מרשעים יצא רשע. So if you want to apply it to yourself, that's okay. But I did not say that. But see what happened here. That's exactly what people say. That you bring all the tragedy upon yourself. It's not me. It's not anyone else. It's you. That's exactly what people used to say. מרשעים יצא רשע. So he tells Shaul, you are רשע, but it's not me. That's just how people say. It's a nice way to say it to Shaul. And now we say the following. אחרי מי יצא מלך ישראל? אחרי מי אתה רודף? Now, look upon yourself. You are the king of Israel. Who are you chasing? אחרי כלב מת. Why he call himself כלב מת? Why David is a כלב מת? Why כלב? Why not, I don't know, like a cat? Like a... See how smart is the speech, every word in this speech. What is the most obvious trait of a כלב?
כולו לב.
כולו לב, נכון? Loyalty. He said, I was loyal to you 100%. Now, of course, if you don't want me, I'm like a כלב מת. But I am a כלב. I was loyal to you. And you just decided to get rid of me. אחרי פרעוש אחד. פרעוש is the hopper. Because what Shaul was, he hopped from one place to another, right? Porosh is the, I don't know what the name of this insect that jump.
The grasshopper.
Grasshopper, yeah. So this is Parosh. Parosh is he said, I have to live in Moab to hop to Metzudot. From Metzudot to Yar Cheret. From Yar Cheret back to Metzudot. You are running after a person who actually had no home to go to? Like this is a kavod of Melech Israel to run after me? And again he says, והיה השם לדיין, ושפט ביני וביניך, וירא וירב את ריבי, וישפטני מידיך. So David says to him, I want you to know, Shaul, where I stand. I will not kill you, no matter what. And maybe you can use it against me, because if you know that I'm not going to kill you, you will feel free to chase after me. But remember, it's not between you and me. There is God in heaven. So, on one hand, respect. On one hand, putting him against Shaul. At the same time, a threat. See, this is the beauty of this speech. It's not apologetic. It's respectful, but with a threat inside. If you don't change, you are going to end up not with me, but with God. So he made his kavanah very, very clear. ויהי ככלות דוד לדבר את הדברים האלה אל שאול. It was clear that it's a speech. It's not just, like losing control over himself. ככלות לדבר. It was like, a person, he gives a speech, he takes the papers, put them here. It was clear the speech is over, which means that every word that David said was careful and well thought. And I have to say, the whole thing here is like you can see the greatness of David, a person that is almost being killed by 3,000 people and the king who are chasing after him and have the ability to give a very good speech at this situation. This is not simple. It shows you why maybe he was the king later. So Shaul at this moment could not help himself. ויאמר שאול, הקולך זה בני דוד. וישא שאול קולו ויבך. He called him Abba, and his heart melted for a while. And he called him my son. And he's crying. וישא שאול קולו ויבך. He's crying. What is he crying on? Because the worst situation is when you realize that everything that you thought was just not true. All your life you devoted to chase after David, you believe that he want to kill you, you made a whole ideology, and at the end you see that he is greater than you. So he was broken. Vayevk. Chazal said that at this point he understood not only that he was mistaken by David, he was mistaken by Nov Ira Kohanim. This was the first time that it hits him that David, when he said, why do you listen to people around you? David did not only made him to think about why he chased after David, but what happened to you, the king? That you take advices from people around you who are bad people, bad advisors. And at this point he understood that basically, if David is right, if David does not try to kill him, if the whole episode in Nov with David was not against Shaul because he never meant to kill him, then the whole thing was very wrong. He killed so many innocent people for no reason. You know, this is something terrible, that we do something and then we realize that it all was built upon mistake. So he was crying now, not only because he was like so moved, but he was really regretful of what happened in Nov. He, the first time, understood that David is right. David does not try to do anything, and therefore Doeg Edomi and all the people who convinced him that David is so bad and these people are collaborators are all wrong. ויאמר אל דוד, צדיק אתה ממני, כי אתה גמלתני הטובה, ואני גמלתיך הרע. You see how brilliant was the speech of David? That's exactly the message that David tried to give him. What did he say, David, again and again? He said to him the following, ויאמר דוד לשאול, למה תשמע דברי אדם לאמור, הנה דוד מבקש רעתך? Why do you hear? דע וראה כי אין בידי רעה ופשע. So David say, I don't want to do anything bad to you. And Shaul recognized it. He not only said, he said, אתה גמלתני הטובה, you saved my life. ואני גמלתיך הרעה. Now the טובה can be also, obviously, what happened with Goliath, that he risked himself. ואתה הגדת היום את אשר עשית איתי טובה, את אשר סגרני השם בידיך ולא הרגתני. וכי ימצא איש את אויבו ושילחו בדרך טובה? Is it possible that a person will find his enemy and he will send him favorably and with ברכת הדרך and let him go free? והשם ישלם לך טובה תחת היום הזה אשר עשית לי. He changed Shaul. He changed Shaul with his speech. Shaul now is talking very favorably, giving him the bracha basically. Hashem will give you the tova, Hashem yeshalem cha tova. And you can see how the Tanakh is talking here exactly about what David tried to show him. See me, how I behave to you, and see how you behave to me. And Shaul just follow it, and he said, you are the tova, I am the ra. And he repeats it again and again, understanding and accepting what David said. ואתה, הנה ידעתי כי מלוך תמלוך, וקמה בידך ממלכת ישראל. How did he know? Remember what I told you? Because Knaf Me'il. Now Shaul knew very, very well that what happened here was the end of the story. Knaf Me'il was the secret code between Hashem and Shaul, that this will be the end of his malchut, that we are going to see in the next prakim. ועתה הישבעה לי בהשם אם תכרית את זרעי אחריי ואם תשמיד את שמי מבית אבי. You see what Shaul is doing? He asked him to give him a shvua. Remember what happened in Yonatan? We learned it a few months ago. He asked him that he will not kill anyone from his descendants and not to eliminate his name, namely his descendants, from Beit Avi. Now, I would say the following. If I would be David, I would say, wait. Until now, I understand you had a bad mood. But now I'm getting insulted a little bit. You tell me not to kill you and your family? Are you kidding me? I had the opportunity and I didn't do that. Now you ask me to give you shvuah that I'm not going to do it?
And he said twice, he just emphasized, V'yadi lo tiyeh b'chpach. Like in two psukim, Yud Gimel Yudal, he already said, I'm not going to harm you.
Yud Gimel and Yudalet, right.
Twice he emphasized, I'm not going to touch you.
I touch you, but he didn't say that
That's right,
touch
he
his
never
descendants.
Yeah, I understand, but
Well, that's a very different,
I did not speak about the idea of Yadi because he talks about it many, many times. But this is a different story because that's exactly, he said, Yadi lo tiyeh becha, and what was the bracha of Shaul to David in Pasuk Chav Aleph? Vekama beyadcha malchut Yisrael. So the reward for, although my life were in your hand and you didn't kill me, the reward for this is going to be that God is going to give the malchut in your hand. But again, my question is, why Shaul is so terrified that David is going to kill him and to kill his family? David just showed that
He's so
he had no
guilty.
bad intention. He does not have any intention to do something so horrible.
He's so guilty, Shaul.
Shaul's the Mashiach of God, but his son was not. His children were not.
Because that's how it was. Like when you're a king, you kill everybody else.
That's the way they usually
So as we
did it,
explained a few
yeah.
times, that's the way that you kill other people. I mean, that's what happened every time that someone became the king, the previous king, and that's why Yonatan was so afraid, you're right. And that may be why Shaul was so afraid.
May have also been afraid of his men. David had the pasuk says Vayeshasa. He had to stand up to his men.
So he understood that maybe if not him, his people might do it. After all the... Mhm. That's a good explanation, but I want to give you another explanation, which I'm not sure that it's true because I didn't see it anywhere, but it's a good idea, which I think is a profound one. You know, Chachamim say something very, very interesting. They say the fact that David caught the garment, piece of a garment from Shaul, it was wrong, and he paid a heavy price for this. When? It said in the beginning of Melachim Aleph, when David HaMelech became old, ויכסו בבגדים ולא יחמלו.